It seems as though every car brand is making an SUV that has a wilderness type edition, and Mazda is also jumping in the fray with its Meridian and Meridian Turbo Edition. Today we're going to test drive the 2026 Mazda CX-50, but this is the Meridian Turbo Edition, so it's more off-road looking, light off-roading, not heavy off-roading. If you want to do heavy off-roading, you're going to be looking at a Bronco or a Jeep. This vehicle not only looks good, but performs on light off-road conditions. One of the Meridian Edition features is this black decal kit that also says CX-50 Meridian across the front. You've also got LED headlights, and of course, it is a little bit bigger and a little bit longer than the regular CX-5. Under the hood are two engine choices, a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine producing 187 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque, or our test vehicle, which is a turbocharged 2.5-liter inline four-cylinder engine with 253 horsepower and 320 pound-feet of torque. One thing that's really nice, they only come all-wheel drive, and you're going to get the big performance with premium fuel. Drive modes of normal, sport, off-road, and towing. Fuel economy on our test car is 24 miles a gallon combined with a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. There is also a Toyota-sourced hybrid motor that is available as one of the trim choices. There are 7 different trim levels and 8 different color choices. Some of the distinct features of the Meridian Edition include the decals, the arches that are matte black, and 18-inch alloy wheels where 17-inch comes standard. The Meridian Edition also has the 18-inch all-terrain tires, so if you do light off-roading, this vehicle will be able to perform. And they're not loud on the street. The ground clearance of the Meridian Edition is a half an inch taller. So if you do some light off-roading, you're not going to have shrubbery and things getting stuck underneath because it's going to have a better ground clearance. Also, you'll notice the black materials, which will keep this vehicle easier to clean. And there's a little silver below, which may be a little harder to clean. Up top, you've got a roof rack, which is additional $350. There are tons of additional options. I will tell you that we've been driving this vehicle for a weekend on the highway. This does get a bit loud, but it is great for carrying gear, especially if you got 5 people in the car. Inside the Mazda CX-50, you have a 10.3-inch center screen and a 7-inch digital cluster. 8-speaker audio system is standard, but you can upgrade to the 12-speaker Bose audio system if you really like to listen to the tunes. Alexa is built in, as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's a wireless phone charger, but it's tucked underneath the center console, which is a split center console, which is a nice little feature. 4 USB-C charge ports and dual automatic climate control. When it comes to the seats, it's 8-way power with lumbar on the driver's side and 4-way power on the passenger side, but there is no lumbar. Leather-wrapped steering wheel and leather seats are an option in this terracotta color, which goes really nicely with that desert green exterior. Some nice features for a vehicle in this price point are heated and ventilated seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, and the second row seats are heated as well. That's a big plus in this category because some of the competitors don't offer that. The seats in the second row fold down 60-40. There's a pocket behind the passenger seat, nothing behind the driver's seat, but behind the center console you've got 2 vents as well as heated seats, and that is a plus. The sunroof goes back to about the middle of the second row, but there is an automatic cover, which is a nice feature. When you pull down that center armrest, there are 2 cup holders built in, and you can always fold it up. 2 child safety seats on the outboard seats. One nice added feature I'm starting to see a lot of lately is a pull that is here above each door, and that includes the driver's side. It's helpful when you're either hanging dry cleaning or you just need help getting out of the car. Privacy glass on the second row as well as over the cargo area. The warranty is 3 years, 36,000 miles, and the powertrain is 5 years, 60,000 miles, and this vehicle is built in Alabama. Coming around to the back, you've got an upper rear wing with an integrated brake light. I would love to see this wiper blade tucked up underneath, especially for off-roading. LED taillights, CX-50 all-wheel drive, and then over here is turbo, and there is dual exhaust, making this vehicle a nice looking vehicle all the way around. Cargo space is 31 cubic feet with the second row up. Fold down that second row and you're at 56 cubic feet of storage, which is pretty equivalent to what you see on the competitors. Welcome to snowy Buffalo, as you can tell in the rest of this video. It's been snowing here every single day. The temperatures have been between 0 as a high and 30, but then it's windy and blowing and snowing, so I guess this is what you get for living here. So we've been test driving the Mazda CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition for about a week. And on the road, it handles like you would expect from a Mazda, much like the CX-5. Tight handling and very well balanced brakes. This is not a performance vehicle. So 0 to 60 time, somewhere around 7.5 seconds. It's not meant to be a performance car. It's meant to have great safety, which it does. Top safety pick from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is NHTSA. Also a top pick for IIHS. That's a plus. And every car in this category is fighting for your dollar by offering top safety. So we're doing some light off-roading here in this old gypsum mine that's sometimes really snowy, and in this case it's not too snowy. We had a little bit of a warm spell, but still snowing, blowing as usual. Welcome to Buffalo, like I said. But I will say this vehicle is capable with its all-terrain tires, and I think that's an important factor whether you're living up here in the northern part of the country or you just want to have a vehicle that looks pretty cool, and that it does. So we'll try going up this slight incline, see how it performs. We have had a few vehicles get stuck, so let's see what happens. Not a problem, it seems to perform well. There are different drive modes. There is a sport, a normal, and an off-road. We're currently in the off-road, so it has the ability to climb. So what it does is it changes the torque for each corner of the vehicle so that you can get really nice handling on the downhill. Again, this is light off-roading. This is not heavy off-roading. You'd want to get a completely different vehicle if you're doing that. It gives a lot of confidence. And I think that's important whether you're driving any of these wilderness type editions, these light off-roading, rugged styling editions. You should take it somewhere where it's dirty and see how it handles. It should give you confidence that you can actually drive this vehicle and think I can get through the snow, especially, like I said, you live in the upper half of the country. Not bad, but I don't expect anything less from Mazda. They've always had fun to drive cars. I still say the Zoom Zoom, which they don't use anymore, is really what Mazda is about. It's about fun to drive, gives you that confidence, good balance in braking and handling. Acceleration is never meant to be their forte. They're not going for the performance car of the year, but the fact that this vehicle handles as it should and it's not loud on the street with these all-terrain tires is a major plus. Having that hybrid engine as an option is a really nice thing to have. People like hybrid. You get the best of both worlds, the electric and the gas, but best of all, it's a Toyota motor, so you know it's going to have really good longevity. As far as visibility, there's a nice piece of glass. You can adjust the seat accordingly. You can also adjust the steering wheel. I'm going to go back to a normal road condition because we are no longer light off-roading, as I would say. There is a sport mode and a towing mode. Again, the towing capacity is 3,500 pounds. I'd like to see the door sill a little lower. I always have this like armrest thing that if the arm is too high, that it just makes you feel like you're have less visibility on the side. But the reality of it is those that sit in the second row, especially for the little kids, they want to be able to see out the window too. Now I know this is a personal choice, so make sure to test drive all the cars in the category. And we review them all here on Car Smarts. All of our car news is on Car Coach Reports. And don't forget to check out our radio show, The Drive with Lauren and Carl. It's syndicated across the country. You can listen to it on podcast or on our YouTube channel, The Drive Car Show. And there's one last thing, and I'll discuss this in the pros and cons in just a second. I'm not a fan of how loud the wind sound is with this roof rack. I don't know if you can hear it through the mics, but it's loud. I would just find a different roof rack that they might have available, unless you're putting a cargo container up there or you're gonna camp on the roof like some people do. If you're doing it for looks, you have to decide if the noise is a plus or a minus. Still, overall, the pickup is good. I prefer the turbo engine, but there are some pros and cons to this vehicle. So let's go through the pros and cons, that long competitor list, and most important, the price. The price of the 2026 Mazda CX-50 starts at $31,395, a very value-based price. Add in that turbo engine, the Meridian Edition, and everything else, and now you're up to a maximum price of $44,395. Our test vehicle came in at $44,290, including destination and delivery. There are some pros and cons when it comes to the Mazda CX-50, and this is focused mainly on the Turbo Edition. I love that it handles like a Mazda, which means it's always fun to drive. Mazda is known for that. It looks great, including with the roof rack and the premium feel both inside and out, and top safety ratings from both the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and IIHS means you are driving a very safe vehicle. On the negative side, I still have issue with that center screen. You can't touch it with your fingers unless you're an Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can change that in the settings in the center screen. The fuel economy is not as high as I would like it to be, but there is a hybrid edition that is available. And lastly, the wind noise with that roof rack, that's a personal choice. If you want the roof rack, expect the wind noise. If not, you won't experience that. The competitor list is long, and at the top of that list is the strongest competitor, the Honda CR-V and the Toyota RAV4. Also, you've got the Volkswagen Tiguan, Ford Escape, Hyundai Tucson, Kia Sportage, Nissan Rogue, GMC Terrain, Jeep Cherokee, the Subaru Forester, which also has a lot of off-road editions, and the Mitsubishi Outlander. I highly suggest you test drive each one of these vehicles and check with your insurance agent before you make your final decision. We have reviewed all of them on our channel here on Car Smarts. Overall, the Mazda CX-50 Turbo Meridian Edition offers rugged styling, refined handling, and a lot of top safety, which is really important. Put your thoughts in the comments below, and in the description you'll find my social media, and if you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.